first recipe we're gonna do is German pancakes with a few simple ingredients, and let's get started. So for the German pancakes, we have our eggs whisked with 1 cup of milk here, and then I put in the 1 cup of flour. It's a little bit runnier than normal pancake batter. We put our 1/3 cup of butter in the pan and we melted it in the oven. We have our sugar and cinnamon, which I did not alter the recipe as far as cooking at 5,000 feet elevation, because that just gets sprinkled on top. So what you do is take your batter, pour it into the butter, into that pan, and you take the cinnamon sugar, sprinkle it on top. I'm gonna set my phone down and do this, bake it, and we'll see what it looks like. In Ireland, they love onion rings, and they're really easy to make. You just slice your onion into rings, take 1 cup of flour, I used a gluten-free blend, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, not soda, baking powder, and you blend that together. You're gonna dredge each one of these onions into the flour, and then we're gonna pour in 2 cups of milk with 1 egg whisked into it and make a batter. And we're gonna take the floured onion rings and put them back into the batter, and I'll show you here in a minute. Here we go, 2 cups of milk with 1 egg whisked in. We're gonna pour that in. We're gonna make a batter. And there's a correction on there. 2 cups of milk was too much, so I added more flour. You can easily correct this recipe though. So it should be 1 onion, 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of milk, and 1 egg. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all the way across the board. And no big deal, we're gonna dip the floured onion in here, and the flour on the onion makes it absorb or hold on to that batter. And then once we have the batter on here, we're just gonna drop it into the oil. Just like that. And I don't know if the honey mustard is an Ireland thing, but I like my onion rings with honey mustard. Ireland, if you've ever heard of the Irish potato famine, you know how much they love their potatoes. And potato chips are a favorite staple in Ireland. I start this on high, and then I just turn it down to about a medium high, and just slowly drop these in. Be really careful not to splash, so just kind of go in like that and drop it. Almost done. You're going to want to use a high heat oil like corn oil, canola, or peanut. They're all for high heat. That way you're not going to smoke out your house with olive oil or some low burning oil. I'm going to remove these really soon, and they should be nice and crisp. We're gonna make some German baked beans, and we're gonna start off with, it calls for 2 15-ounce cans of baked beans. We got this 28-ounce can here, a 14.5-ounce can of sauerkraut, 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard and 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 cup brown sugar. This recipe also calls for 1 cup of unsweetened applesauce, which I don't have, so we're just gonna improvise and go without it. We have a casserole dish, which I've improvised with a pie plate, and you're gonna oil that with Crisco or butter, any kind of oil. Just get your casserole dish oiled and let's go. So everything we talked about in the ingredients list, I just dumped in this bowl, and I'm gonna just put my pork in there, which I don't eat pork, so you saw that I like the Hebrew beef dogs. I'm using that in place of pork. As you can see, there's lots of different things that we can do to alter the recipe and still have it come out good. We're gonna mix this, put it in our casserole, and we're gonna bake it uncovered for 1 hour. Now look at that. We got German pork and beans.